Hello everybody, June here. It's been a long time since I posted a video, and that is because I've been thinking about in what directions I want to take this channel. I have been doing vlogs for a while, and that's fine, and I like doing that, but at this point in my school career, I'm basically home every day, and I don't really think you want to see me saying every day, I just woke up, I just brushed my teeth. So that model is just not gonna work for now. Then I was doing a lot of travel vlogs, and that was fine because I was traveling. So basically I'm struggling about how to go forward. And what I have decided is that I'm going to remain true to the name of my channel, which is The Serial Hobbyist Girl, which is also the name of my blog, and just go with that. I have a lot of hobbies that you haven't actually seen here, so this is where I'm going. I am going to use this channel to post about the things that I enjoy, whether that be traveling or vlogging or sewing or knitting or whatever that may be. Some of you may not be all that interested in that sort of stuff, and that's fine. You can always not watch the things you're not interested in, but you know, you may find something that you didn't think about before by watching things you wouldn't normally watch. So with that said, let's get into this video. This is my first proper sewing video. You've seen a little bit in the very early vlogs, but not much more than that. And by sewing videos, I don't mean video tutorials. I mean videos about me and my sewing, the things I'm making, the things I'm thinking about making, and that sort of thing. Which I think for now, I'm doing a lot of it, so it may show up on the channel. So again, what better way to start that kind of video than with the seamstress tag. This is a tag that's been going around YouTube and other social media for a couple of months now, and I have watched a lot of them and they're very fun. It's really nice to get to know the people behind the camera, so I'm gonna do one of my own. Let's start with the first question. The first question is, who are you? For those of you who are new, my name is June. I am not a young sewist. I have a son. I am a PhD student in history, so that is my full-time job. I'm a fully funded PhD student. Currently, I'm preparing for my big exams, which happen in May. So basically, I am reading until my eyes fall out between now and May. That's me in a nutshell. Question number 2, why and when did you start sewing? My sewing life has had many iterations. When I was a kid, first, I want to say that I grew up with a seamstress grandmother who sewed for other people. She made money from sewing and she was pretty good at it. So all my life, I have been somewhat involved in sewing. But personally, I started taking pattern drafting classes as a kid when I was about 9 or so. Now that didn't actually go anywhere because I wasn't all that interested in it and I didn't actually sew anything, but that was the first time. The second time I was in my late teens and I wanted to make historical costumes, so I told my grandmother to teach me how to sew in a straight line. And then I had a life. I didn't think about sewing for, I don't know, 9 or 10 years or so. And when my son was born, I started cloth diapering him, and I wanted to make cute cloth diapers. So I thought this is as good a time as any to start sewing again. I think I made about 3 diapers, and then I realized that, you know what? I like sewing, but I don't want to sew diapers. I want to sew stuff for me. So I started with an apron that was an absolute and total failure. It didn't work out, but I have been sewing ever since. So I've been sewing, you know, with regularity for approximately 8 years or so. Sometimes more than others, but about 8 years. Question number 3, what is your favorite or proudest to make? And I'm gonna make an interception here and say that this is the last time you're probably gonna hear me say make. I don't like the term. It's just one of those things that I just don't like, and it's fine for other people to say and for me to hear from other people, but I won't say that. I will call them projects. But to answer the question, my favorite one is an Effie trinket costume that I made. And the favorite part of the costume was the jacket. It is a peplum jacket. I'll put a picture here somewhere, from a burlap pattern. And the jacket, first of all, as a jacket, it fit great at the time. I spent a lot of time making sure that thing fit. But then I drafted the sleeves for the Effie part of the costume, and it was, I think, on point. I wore that to a costume college a few years ago, and I got so many comments, and it's still in my closet. I love it so much, and really proud of how that turned out. It's just beautiful inside and out, great fit, just very happy with it. Question number 4, what is your most disastrous make? There it goes again. Well, as much as I loved the jacket part of the effie costume, the most disastrous one was the skirt, which I have to say was a proud and a disastrous piece in itself. The skirt I drafted from a blog that I drafted for myself. I followed a class on Craftsy on how to draft a blog for you, and I didn't actually add enough wearing ease. So halfway through the dinner where I wore this costume, in the dancing, my skirt tore, like right down the back seam. It was, yeah, I had to go immediately to the room with like my hands behind my butt, holding the skirt closed and pin it up. And then I tried doing some more dancing, and that didn't work, so I had to get out. So yes, I tore my skirt. It was a disaster. Question number 5, what is your most favorite place to go fabric shopping? So when I lived in Florida, the only places to go fabric shopping really was Joann's. There were some independent fabric stores, but not many, and the couple of ones that did exist were very expensive. Like, we're talking about Valentino Chanel fabric expensive. So that's a great place to, it's called Rex Fabrics. It's a great place to go, you know, just look at pretty fabric but not really buy. Here in New York, I like going to the garment districts, but I have to say that I find it very overwhelming. And so to come back to all of that, I'm gonna say still Joann's, because I mean the fabric quality is not great, but it's not horrible either, and you can get notions and other things. You'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Question number 6, what is your most used sewing pattern? So I want to say that I haven't sewn any pattern more than twice, but I have sewn several patterns twice. Currently my most sewn pattern is the Grain Line Studio Hemlock Tee, and I've sewn 2 of those. I'm actually wearing one. You can't really see it very well, but I've sewn 2, and then I've sewn a 3rd, which I guess was the first one because it was the muslin to make sure the fitting was all on and stuff. And I am so in love with this pattern. It is a one-size-fits-all, which is not really ever the case, but it flatters everybody, and it's really easy to sew, and you can customize it in so many ways, and it's free. Question number 7, what is your most dreaded sewing task? This is really bright all of a sudden. Okay, so this is a tie. I really dislike tracing seam allowances onto patterns from the Burda magazines and other European pattern magazines that don't come with seam allowances. I really hate doing it. It is such a time suck. And the other task that I hate is hand sewing. I hate hand sewing. I am not very good at it. I'm very sloppy, probably because I don't practice, because I hate it. But I hate it. My idea of hell is a hand sewn circle skirt hem, which I've done. It is just hell. Hell. Question number 8, what is your favorite sewing task? I love serging. I love serging. There's just something satisfying about putting the fabric through the serger and having a seam and seam finishing all at once done. It's like, just, who doesn't like that? Question number 9, what is your favorite sewing entertainment? I am a very bad sewist. I do not watch Project Runway. I don't watch Sewing Bees or anything of the sort. The only sewing related entertainment, I suppose, that I watch is YouTube videos sometimes. So yeah, YouTube videos. Oh, and looking at Instagram. But that's just what I do on a daily basis. Question number 10, printed or PDF? Remember how I said that I hated adding seam allowances to patterns? I hate taping PDF patterns a million times more. I don't consider that a sewing task because I refuse to do it for the most part, although the hemlock tee is a PDF pattern. Long story short, printed. I would rather trace a pattern a million times from a pattern sheet than just tape one single pattern together. I avoid PDF like the plague as much as I can. Unless it's a design that I really, really, truly love and there is no paper pattern equivalent, then I will suck it up, but otherwise, no. Question number 11, what sewing machine do you use? Oh, this is my sewing machine. It is a Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50, and it is a combination sewing machine, embroidery machine. The embroidery part doesn't get a whole lot of use around here, but I love this baby. I also have a Singer Quantum Lock 9960 or something along those lines. That is sitting in the closet because I don't have room here, but I also love that sewing machine a lot. My serger, which is here but you can't really see it right now, is Janome 1200D Professional, and I had a secret one before that I just don't like. I mean, this thing is magic, which is probably why now I love serging so much. Question number 12, do you have any other hobbies? So the beginning of this video should have been the answer to that question. I do have a lot of hobbies, which is why I call myself the serial hobbyist girl. Throughout my life, I have done a gazillion things. I have done macrame. I can't even think of all the things I've done. But the things that have stuck are knitting, sewing, and photography. I do these things regularly. And at this point in my life, I don't really know what I would do without those things. Photography is really, first of all, it's a lot less obviously it's a lot less hands-on than sewing, and it's just different to sewing. And then knitting, again, is different. There's something about creating the fabric along with the garment that is just very satisfying. However, I am a very slow knitter, very, very slow knitter, so things take me forever. If I want to wear something, say, next winter, I would probably have to start knitting now so that I would have it. Other than that, I love traveling, but I don't consider that a hobby. That just runs in my blood. And I mean, you name it, I probably tried it, okay? The serial hobbyist girl. Well, I hope that answers some questions about me and about where this channel is headed. Yeah, I don't know when the next video is gonna be because I really haven't thought this through a whole lot. But I do know that I want to keep making videos. That's another of my hobbies. I love making videos. And I'm gonna do that. And I hope you stick around. And if you're new, please do subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.